Those monsters, they're gonna get me.
Artless
No,
IO.
those things will get me. I can't. I gotta keep going. You won't leave me like all the other grown-ups. You can help me. Those big things. They're all over Grayditch. And they killed everyone.
Music licensing
Please find my papa.
reimagined.
You will? Really? Thanks a whole lot. My house is the one closest to the huge sign and the old diner. Please, find my papa and make him come back. Nope. All I got is what's left on my back. You think I didn't know that?
IO.
I've been hiding in this place for days. There's an old porta shelter next to the diner near my house. Those stupid things will never get me in there. I'll head over there and wait inside. Hurry back!
Artless IO. Music licensing reimagined. Artless IO. Music licensing reimagined. Artless IO.
Come on, tell me already. It used to be kind of nice. No one bothered us there. I guess because we were so close to DC. There were 7 of us living there in tall, old brick houses. I think I'm the last one left.
Music licensing reimagined.
Everyone else. Besides me and my papa, there was Doc Lesko, who stayed with us, and Will Brandis, and his mama and papa, too. I guess they're all gone now. Nah, people don't like to stay long in Grayditch. The DC ruins aren't a great place to make a home, you know. In fact, Papa was talking about moving on soon.
Artlist
We've been
IO.
here for maybe a year. Nah, go ahead. It's just nice to talk to anyone about stuff at all.
Music licensing reimagined.
Well, there is Will. He was sorta my friend. And then there was his dad and his mom. Yeah, Will was super nice to me.
Artlist IO.
He was like a year older than me, I think. He even shared his comic books with me. We explored pretty much every bit of Grayditch we could find. I think that's why the ants don't bother me. I have good hiding spots.
Music licensing reimagined.
Well, his mom was nice too. She was kind of quiet, but she always took care of me and my papa when we came over. I think she was sad that my mom was gone. Will's dad was, well, I don't want to be mean, but he was kind of scary. Right across the street, actually. It was pretty swell having someone to hang out with so close by.
Artlist IO.
He was like always watching me and my dad real careful, like he didn't trust us or something. He always kept staring at us from the windows of his house and typing stuff into his TV box. Will said his dad was like an old soldier or something, but he didn't like doing that stuff, so he quit.
Music licensing reimagined.
He was a strange man. He paid Papa some caps to help him build a shack and carry a bunch of junk into it. Papa called him an egghead, but his head was shaped regular, so I didn't get it. I don't know. All kinds of doohickeys. Boxes with lots of lights, some funny glass bottles. Oh wait, he had a big, clunky, shiny man too. That was kind of neat.
Artlist IO.
Nah, he was a nice man, but he never wanted to play with me very much, and we barely talked. All I know is he was all gone when the ants started showing up. I think they got him too. He spent all of his time in that shack
Music
next door to my house.
reimagined.
Every time I'd sneak in there, he'd be sitting at that funny-looking TV machine with the green words pushing buttons. Look for the house nearest to the billboard that's sticking out of the ground. It's pretty close to the diner. You can't miss it. Well, they're big, ugly things that crawl around on 6 legs.
Artlist
They got
IO.
huge teeth and skitter around grabbing everything in their path. My papa would always say they're fucking ants. Well, that's what he used to call them anyway. I just call them fire ants. My papa had a gun. He said it hurt those things. But he said they were the dumbest
Music
fucking ants he ever
licensing
saw.
reimagined.
He kept telling everyone to shoot for their antenna. Whatever that means. Nah, those things started coming around only in the last few months. At first, they just crawled around outside our town. But later, they came into
Artlist
town.
IO.
And, well, you know the rest. I just wish things would go back to how they used to be.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
Thanking for the things that he done in my life, and he put me on top and he gave me my wife. I was trying to go left, but he pulled me right. Got 20/20 vision, man, he changed my sight. Oh yeah, I'm about to dance. Man, rock time, this is my chance. Angels be singing, I'm clapping my hands. Glorious Savior, can you hear the chants? Three on my head got me feeling like chance. Spirit is speaking, I'm all in
Music licensing reimagined.
plans. I feel the presence now, it's time to dance. Yeah, it's time to dance, it's time to dance. Yeah, this is your chance, this is your chance, this is your yes. I feel his presence are up in the room. I feel the presence are up in the room. I feel his presence are up in the room. Yeah, worship when I lift my hand. When I lift my hand, I just praise him when I do my dance. When I do my dance, gotta thank him for
Artlist.io.
I just praise him when I do my dance. When I do my dance, I just worship when
Into 10 Penny Tower Radio, the sound of progress. And now, a 10-penny truth. If the poor man wishes for prosperity, rich man makes his own.
Music licensing reimagined.
Is there any food in here? Does that belong to you?
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Come on, tell me already. Oh no. What happened?
Artlist.io.
He's dead? I guess I already knew. Besides, I'm too tired to cry anymore. I've gotta stop it, so this can't happen to anyone else's family ever again. I wish I had met you a long time ago. And then maybe my dad would still be alive. Thanks for doing all this. I'm feeling better now that you're here. Please be careful. I don't want you to die either.
Told me to go, spirit all in me and it's about to flow. Send me the dirt, now I'm about to glow. The party be jumping when I hit the dough.
Artlist.io.
Thinking for the things that he done in my life, and he put me on top and he gave me my way.
This could be the 5th time I've forgotten the code to my desktop terminal. I really must learn to be more organized. The password for my terminal is Formicida. How hard could that be for me to remember? Note to
Music
self,
licensing
destroy this
reimagined.
holotape as soon as move to new lab is complete.
Yeah, it's time to dance, it's time to dance. Yeah, this is your chance, this is your chance, this is your chance. I feel this presence.
That J27 is a complete failure. I must return to my original formulas and begin the process all over again. Perhaps the pressure of working in these conditions without proper laboratory equipment is to blame. Perhaps I simply didn't splice the correct genetic instructions. Perhaps I am fatigued. Whatever the case may be, A27 is proving to be a disaster. I must introduce a new formula soon, or I may not be alive to see my hypothesis come to fruition. Sample location discovered. I found the perfect specimen for my experiments inside Marigold Station. I set up a shop underground for now while I prepare the experiment. All I need is a bit of last-minute programming on my robot and I'll be ready to perform the delicate injection. Soon I will prove to everyone that my formula is a viable alternative to the destruction of these misunderstood beings. Dangers. I realize the dangers involved in tampering with nature. I've heard the rhetoric and determined to reduce these coarse things back to their original state, when they were harmless only through genetic recoding is this possible. All that is needed is a proper test subject. My search continues as I tweak the formula.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
October 2nd, 2276. I finally found a quiet place for my family. We've been running from one settlement to the next. I'm trying to keep out of sight. Now that I'm on the other coast, I feel much safer. The family across the way from us seems pretty decent. Their kid Brian likes to play with my son, which is great. It's hard for Will to make friends because we haven't stayed in one place long enough. Maybe we can finally put down some roots here in Grayditch. I was scanning some of the nearby buildings for junk to sell and came across a working radio. No sooner did I turn on than I heard the familiar patriotic anthem. They used to play whenever Richardson would give a speech, but this was different. Who the hell is President Eden? When did that happen? Are they on the coast too? Most importantly, will they come looking for me? I hope this journey wasn't a huge mistake. Some scientist named Lesko moved in with the Wilkes family across the street. They're helping him make some sort of structure on the old lot near the diner. Lasko offered to pay me caps if I helped, but I declined. I don't know what he's working for, who he's working for, but I don't think they're still looking for me. Our supplies are running low, and I need to begin foraging for food and some better drinking water. I have an easier time if it wasn't for the damn ants. I swear they have a nest around here somewhere. These ants are becoming a real pain in the ass, so much that I had to take a trip to Megaton and buy a better gun to protect my family. It cost me a small fortune. I had to trade every bit of ant meat I had collected, but it was worth it. I'm teaching Frank and Sheila to use it just in case something happens. If one of you two are reading this and I'm gone, I keep the gun in the kitchen behind the old fridge. I want to find a better way to protect Sheila and Will from those ants. Ever since Lesko came to town, I'm certain they're getting more and more aggressive. They're getting more. Wasteland ants are bad enough, but at least you can run away from them. These would seem to pursue you to the ends of the earth if they could. Call me crazy, but I swear I saw one start a fire the other day. I don't know how that could be happening. I decided to dig up my old sidearm and keep it hidden on me at all times. If those things get too close, I'll blast the antenna right off their ugly heads. I can't believe I went through all that trouble to leave Navarro and make my way across the country just to get stuck in this shithole. I'll be damned if I'm going to die here. Now that we're cut off from Lesko and Wilkes, I think we're on our own. The damn ants keep trying to find a way inside the house. Even as I'm typing this, I can hear them scraping the walls, looking for a way through. I don't know how much longer we can last.
Music licensing reimagined.
Till you startled me.
It's time to dance.
You really mustn't creep up on people like that.
This is your chance. Yeah. I feel his presence up in the room. I feel the presence up in the room.
Well, yes, I suppose I am. Dr. Weston Lesko is my name, and it's good to make your acquaintance. What brings you to my little experimental ecosystem?
Artless.io.
My experiments are of a complex nature and would take a scientist to explain. Oh wait, I'm a scientist. How marvelous. My foray into reducing the girth of these insectoid creatures is of utmost importance. I intend to generationally reduce their immense stature by way of a pre-birth induced mutagen. Isn't that clever? Let me see. Well, you start with a generation of very large ants.
Artless.io.
You simply inject the current brood's eggs with an engineered mutagen. Then, the next generation should be smaller. Do it enough times, and you may be able to reduce them back to their once original tiny size.
Music licensing reimagined.
Well, this is rather embarrassing, so you'll have to forgive me, but it appears that I've made a slight miscalculation in my mutagen samples. Instead of lowering the size of the ants, the brood hatched and developed a new biomechanism. I call their genetic aberration pyrosis, the ability to emit flame from their bodies. I may be able to correct this error, but I can't get near my equipment.
Music licensing reimagined.
A small price to pay for the advancement of science. A few die, and later, after the mutagen is improved, many more will live. That's the way it's done. The only way to correct this mistake is to modify the mutagen. I must get to my terminal. My portable terminal is set up in the hatchery chamber near the ant queen. If I can reach it, I can continue to work on improving the mutagen.
Artless.io.
If I were to do that, months of data would be lost. No, the queen must remain completely unharmed. Your objective would be to eliminate what I call her quintet of nest guardians. Filthy little abomination.
Reimagined.
I rig the equipment at my portable terminal to emit what I call an inhibitor pulse. Once I send this pulse, all of the remaining ants will lose their empathic link with the queen and frenzy, destroying each other in the process. So, that's all there is to it. What do you say?
Artless.io.
You will? How marvelous! Be careful, my friend. The nest guardians can be...
Music licensing
far too curious.
reimagined.
His incessant questioning would often come when I was the most absorbed with my calculations. He had no regard for the importance of my work. All scientists take responsibility for their failures because it comes with the territory. I will take this experimentation to completion without roosting on the moral high ground. If I allow emotions to enter the mix, all this time and energy spent will have been for nothing. You have your ideals and I have mine. I'm down here to complete my experiments at any cost. If that means the loss of a few lives to save generations of lives in the future,
Music
it's a small
licensing
price to pay.
reimagined.
I can't risk leaving this place. I have to continue monitoring the hatchery for any further mutations in the next brood. I have no time for children and their petty games. What do they know about the importance of my work?
Artless.io.
There are many that say it can't be done, but I'll prove them wrong.
When I praise, I just do my dance. When I
Well, I may have used a few,
Music
shortcuts,
licensing
yes.
reimagined.
I was told that the FEV works wonders when used under controlled circumstances. Apparently, I was wrong, but I know my mistake. I'm certain I can get it to work. By introducing my mutagen directly into an ant egg, I hope to reduce the size of the adults. This is a generational system, meaning it will take quite a few broods before the ants are at their destination size. In the end, I hope to make them as small as they were over 200 years ago. Destroy? Oh, no, no, no! You mustn't do that. It's my life's work. Just clear me a path to my equipment and I'll do the rest when you tell me it's
Music
safe.
licensing reimagined.
Well, the mutagen has enhanced their fortitude and provided them with what I call pyrosis, the ability to emit flame biologically. They're quite radiation-free, however. Well, as radiation-free as any other mutated creature in the wasteland. Playing with genetic codes isn't simple. Do you realize one tiny tweak at any point in the last million years could have completely changed us? Going from attempting to change their size to generating their pyrosis ability is no surprise at all. I'm afraid they are not susceptible to anything I can think of that wouldn't harm the garden variety giant ant. Just aim for their antennae if you can. It will confuse them quite a bit. The stimulation of the subject's evolutionary trigger by the mutagen caused a biodefensive reaction metamorphosing the ant's venom glands. This process caused unexpected oscillations in the venom molecules at such a vast rate it produces a thermodynamic biochemical reaction. As the subject ejects the volatile solution, it becomes conflagrant due to new structures in its maw. I call it calefaction array. Amazing, isn't it?
Music licensing reimagined. Music licensing reimagined. Music licensing reimagined.
And now, I've detected some changes within the Queen's hatchery with my equipment. What's transpired? Oh, how marvelous. Please, tell me what happened. Then I will proceed to my portable terminal at once and make the necessary changes to the floor. Thanks very much for everything. You've been quite a useful lab assistant. How marvelous! Which injection did you want? Will it be the ant sight or ant might? How marvelous! Ant sight it is! Hold still, please.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
It's kind of hard to breathe in this thing. The ants, they're all dead. It was so weird. All of a sudden, the ants went nuts and started fighting each other. It was like they were totally crazy. It was really scary, but kind of cool at the same time. You know what I mean? I wish I had something to give you for all the work you did, but I never really had much to start with. I guess now you'll be on your way, and I'll have to try living here by myself. Hope you'll come back and visit someday. Really?
Music
You mean it?
licensing reimagined.
Oh boy, thank you so much. I'll wait in my old house for you to come back. I need to bury my papa anyway. Just don't forget about me.
Artlist.io.
Well, Papa always told me about my cousin Vera. She lives in some big giant ship somewhere or something. Papa called the place Rivet City, but I don't know where it is.
Music licensing reimagined.
Nice to see you again.
Artlist.io.
Poor dear. I know what it's like to be alone. I'd love to take him in. Don't worry. I have the means to keep him fed and healthy, but most importantly, safe. Oh, that's wonderful. If you ever wander back into Rivet City, why don't you check up on us? You're always welcome.
I hope you found me a place to live. You really found her? Oh, thank you so much. I can't believe everything you've done for me. Most people would have kept on walking when I ran up to them screaming like I did. I'll get my stuff together and move on out there right away. Come visit me sometime.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Me and wifey bought a house, so we gotta thank the Lord, man, I swear it's so crazy how we open up the door. When we finish renovations, we gon' have to take a tour. We ain't really had to cut it, but he made us landlords. Oh boy, can't you see how Jesus loaded me? Holes in his hands, but he never dropping me. Roadblocks in the way, can't nobody stop me. Kevin Hart in the paint, boy, you can't block me. Oh boy, and that's why I dance. I'm standing at the altar, I'm bracing my hands. Dancing all wild like there's ants in my pants. I'm shouting real loud, got me feeling like
Artlist
Prince.
IO.
Been a hot summer, no Meg Thee Stallion. Running with the horses, got me feeling like a stallion. Flames on tracks, got me spitting like a dragon. This fire in my bones, get used to the shouting. Oh boy, oh boy.
Music licensing reimagined.